You know that saying in relationships when your partner says, I want to feel closer to you, so they just want to crawl right into your skin? This movie embodies that saying, but in a horrifying way. Dave Franco and Alison Brie deliver a really good performance as a relationship that's on troubled waters, and so the whole movie you're kind of feeling like, ugh, this is awkward. And then there's also really sweet moments where you're like, these two absolutely love each other. And the fun fact is that they actually are married in real life for the past 13 years they've been together. I think this movie does a really good job of immersing you into the movie. You actually feel kind of what they're feeling when it comes to the awkwardness, to the tension, and also just the pain that they're going through. I can't show much because it will most likely get flagged because the body horror in this movie is done really well. This is like the lesser evil of everything that you get to see in this movie, and that's one of my favorite things about it. I love body horror films, and this did it really well. But besides just the body horror aspect, it actually had a really cool plot point of why this is happening. I really wish we got to learn more about it, but that could be a sequel opportunity. But even then, it's kind of like one of those movies that the fans or just people in the audience leave the theater asking questions. And to me, that's what makes a good movie. Also, the cinematography in this movie was done really well because the whole point of this movie is to show that they don't have control over what's happening, and you feel that with the cinematography. I definitely wouldn't say that this is the best horror movie of the year, but this is still a really good horror movie. I left the theater very pleased. This is the only spoiler that I'm actually going to put in this movie. So if you don't want to see this part, then just scroll away. But the only real gripe I have with the movie is really in the last like minute or two. At the very end of the film, her parents show up at the house, which is something that they've been foreshadowing pretty much the whole movie. And they ring the bell, and it's the same bell that the cult thing was all about in the woods and who their neighbor is all about. It was the same bell. So you're like, oh, snap, they are really a part of it. And then they knock on the door opens, and then the merged to answer the door looks really kind of weird. And then it's like a dubbed over, hey. I really disliked that. What would have been dramatically better is if they just rang that bell and it cut to black, or if they just rang the bell and knocked on the door and then the door opens. We don't see who's on the other side, but we just know it's one person. And then the parents looking confused, saying, like, who are you? Or just looking confused in general and then cutting to black. I think seeing them merged and then having it dubbed over, hey, was so harmful for this movie because I just couldn't stand it. Honestly, other than that, this movie was really good. I walked away very happy. Their acting is great. The cinematography, like I said, is beautiful. And I love the plot. The storyline is really cool.